Long before the birth of stars, before the first breath of man, there were forces that lingered in the dark folds of reality. They did not form with matter, nor did they evolve with time. These were not gods, nor spirits, nor demons in the traditional sense. They were something older, more primal. They did not speak in words, nor scream in rage. They watched. They waited. And above all, they remembered. These powers were not created, they were born from the first silence, from the tension before the first beat of existence. In the cracks between dimensions, beneath the skin of the world, they slumbered. Not dead. Not dreaming. Merely patient. What are these powers? Scholars, sages, madmen, they've tried to define them. Some call them the old rememberers. Others whisper of the deep eye or the endless silence. Yet all agree on one thing: they are not of us. They exist in stillness. In the cold breath of a cave too deep for light. In the silence after a scream. In the spaces between dreams where time slows and sound falters. They are the forgotten force that predates logic, the echo of a universe not shaped by stars but by will. These powers do not seek dominion. They do not desire worship. Their existence is indifferent, but not benign. To them, we are flickers in their long night, fireflies in an eternal eclipse. They do not act with cruelty, but when they do act, it is with a gravity that shatters minds and bends fate. The ancient ones do not arrive with drums and omens. Their signs are subtle. A sudden cold breeze in a sealed room. A child drawing symbols no one taught them. Stones arranged in impossible patterns in untouched forests. Nightmares that all dreamers share but never speak of. Those who encounter them often don't realize what they've touched, until something starts watching back. Villages have vanished overnight. Entire bloodlines have gone barren after a single encounter. Songs exist in dead languages describing moments when the gaze returned. In some remote corners of the world, elders still bury their shadows before death, to prevent them from being collected. There is a cost to looking back. Some who come too close begin to change. Their eyes glaze with an unnatural sheen. Their thoughts echo when they speak. They no longer sleep, for they are being watched, even in dreams. These marked ones, often called hallowed, do not live long. Some burn out in madness, scribbling symbols on every surface, speaking in voices not their own. Others vanish during eclipses or are found standing in water, unmoving, gazing into nothing. And then there are the rare few who return, changed, calm, with memories older than their blood. They speak truths that cannot be heard without breaking. They become the mouthpieces of things beyond speech. Throughout history, there have always been those drawn to such power. Cults rise, masked and silent, their rituals not meant to summon, but to be seen. They burn books not to hide knowledge but to offer it. Their temples lie beneath ruins, beneath the sea, in dreams. They do not ask their gods for favors. They kneel, they open themselves, and they remember. For remembering is the greatest offering. To recall what humanity was never meant to know. To make yourself a vessel of memory, not identity. But there are warnings, too. Etched on ancient stone, hidden in lullabies, buried in forgotten languages. Warnings not to gaze too long into shadowed places. Not to name the silence. Not to look when the night blinks. Legends speak of a lineage touched by these powers, a bloodline that did not begin, but was found. The first heir was not born but chosen. A child who stared into the eye of a forgotten cave and smiled. From that moment, they were marked. Dreams haunted their bloodline. Whispers followed their footsteps. And in each generation, one child would vanish for 3 nights and return, quieter. Still. Watching. The shadow's air is not a ruler but a bridge between what lives and what waits. They do not control the powers, they are a memory of them. Living vessels of ancient attention. And as long as they exist, the silence will not forget. In a remote land, untouched by time, there is a forest where the trees do not grow toward the sun, but bend toward the ground. Moss grows upward. Wind spirals inward. And in the heart of this forest lies a circle of stones, older than language. Travelers who enter do not always return. Those who do speak of lights that are not reflections, of eyes that do not blink. The animals do not speak there. The wind does not echo. It is not haunted, it is listening. Some say the forest was a gate. Others claim it is a being, sleeping with its eyes open. But all agree on one rule: if you feel something watching you in that forest, do not run. It already knows your name. In this mythology, memory is not just recollection, it is power. To remember is to revive. To forget is to weaken. The ancient powers thrive not through belief, but through remembrance. Every time their name is whispered, every time a story is told, they grow clearer. This is why they do not need followers. They need echoes. One dream retold. One child who sees. One grave built facing the wrong way. These are the sparks that wake them. Some resistance has formed among the dream guardians, keepers of forgetfulness. They travel the world erasing names, burning maps, silencing songs. But it is a losing war. For humans are curious, and curiosity is remembrance. The most feared event in the history of this mythology is known only as the night that blinked. No records exist. No written account survived. Only fragments remain, dreams passed down, symbols carved into skin, lullabies hummed by those who never knew why. They say the stars vanished for one night. That every shadow shifted. That caves exhaled. And when it ended, the world had changed, though no one could say how. Some people were never seen again. Others returned, wrong. No one knows what caused the blink. But every few centuries, signs return. The wind forgets how to move. Fire refuses to burn. And somewhere, a child looks at the darkness and smiles. We walk upon a thin crust of known reality. Beneath it, something waits. Not in malice. Not in hunger. Simply, in patience. We do not rule this world. We merely occupy its surface. The roots of memory run deep. And in the deep, the ancient ones are still watching. So the next time you feel the urge to stare into a dark cave, or follow whispers in a forgotten forest, don't. Because something might look back. And it never forgets.